Hi, so today I'm going to be showing you how you can make this cinnamon in Blender. This is what it looks like in render mode. Um, it's all these textures are done procedurally except this wood over here, which is just an image texture. So let's go. I'm gonna create a new scene and I'm gonna add in any object. I'm gonna add in any object and go to geometry nodes. And I'm gonna make a new geometry node and delete the group input. Okay, then I'm gonna start off by adding a spiral curve. This is what we're gonna start off. So I'm gonna make the height 0 and I'm gonna make the rotations 5. Okay, and the start radius I'm gonna lower it to something like 0.05. Okay, then I'm going to add in some noise to this. So I'm gonna add in a set position. And in the offset I'm gonna add in a noise texture. And you can see it shifts everything up by 0.5, so I need to subtract by a vector mass 0.5. Then I don't want the noise to be on the z-axis, so I'm going to multiply by 1 and 0. Okay, then I'm gonna lower the noise a little bit by a scale and then something like 0.2, like this. And the last thing I'm going to do is add in a transform and scale it in a little bit. Yeah, I think something like this. Okay, then let's just extrude it and set it to edges. Yeah, but this is a curve and you need to transform it to mesh. So add a curve to mesh, and we don't want it to extrude it this way. So in the offset of real, we're gonna add in a combine x, y, and z. And on the z-axis, I'm gonna make it to something like 1.5. Then I'm going to add in another extrude mesh. I'm going to set this one to faces and I'm going to set it to individual. Then I'm going to lower the offset scale to like 0.3 maybe. Yes. Then when you're happy with what you got, let's apply the geometry nodes and go to the layout tab. First, let's add in a subdivision surface modifier and set something like 3 maybe. Okay. Oh, we got a problem. Wait. This space is not filled. I forgot to do it in geometry nodes, so I'll just do it here. Just take this face, just I'll click this thing, I'll click this edge, and do not and not click this edge over here, just control and then click over it like this, and then just press F3, bridge edge loops. Now it's bridged. Now it's connected. So let's go to proportional editing and enable connected only. Okay, make sure to enable it. Then let's increase it a bit and increase the scale. Something like maybe this, and let's lower the scale here. Perfect. So this is the start of our Cinnabon. So let's add a dish, or I don't know what it's called, but let's add in a plane and increase it a little bit and scale it up a little bit, and then add in another extrusion and scale up. Okay, let's delete this face. Maybe let's lower this a little bit. And let's add in subdivision server, just control and 3. Okay, then let's loadify this. So loadify, something like this will work. Okay, now let's go to the shading tab. And I'm gonna add in an HDRI. Just go to the world tab, environment texture, and just get an HDRI from HDRI Haven for free. I already have one loaded in, so you just click open and load it in, but I already have one. Um, I'm just gonna add, uh, uh, wait. I'm gonna go to cycles, GPU compute, and okay, let's go to the object and make a new material. Okay, so first we're gonna do is we're gonna add in a mask for the colors. So separate X, Y, and Z. Add in a color ramp. Yeah, okay. First we're gonna need to map ranges, or maybe never mind, doesn't need it. Let's just add in a color ramp. Make it black over here, and then make this one also black. Make it like this. Add in another one and put in the beginning and set it to white. Yeah, I think this will be okay. Maybe easy to. Okay, never mind. We don't need to map range it. Just go from let's map range -1 to 1 to 0 to 1. Okay. Okay, this is okay. Okay, let's now add in the colors. So I'm gonna add the colors by another color ramp. For the first one, I'm going to add in a hex code, which is D78938. And for the second one, I'm going to add in 8036OC. Yeah, and this is the colors that I'm going to use. So um, let's plug this into the base color. Okay, now it still needs to add more stuff. I'm gonna go to the word tab. I'm gonna go to this environment texture, and you don't have to do this, but I'm just gonna go and rotate it by 45 degrees to just get better lighting. And I'll also make it transparent. Okay, then let's go. Let's now add more variation and color. So I'm gonna take this normal. I'm gonna separate X, Y, and Z. Let's look at the Z axis. I'm gonna add in a color ramp. I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna increase the black values a little bit, and let's add in a mix RGB. Oh, not a mix shader, a mix RGB. I'm gonna plug this color into the factor, and let's view it. Now we need the other color here. I'm gonna use another hex code, which is FABB89. Okay, this color. So let's view it. Okay, now it looks a little bit better. Now let's add more colors and more detail. So I'm gonna add in an ambient occlusion. Let's view it, and let's add a color ramp and put the black values like a little bit right again, and add in another mix RGB. Okay, now plug this into the color 2, and set this to multiply. Now let's view it. Now you see it's gonna darken this part, so set something like 0.6 maybe. You see it just adds a little bit of difference. And then let's add in some another. Yeah, and also I forgot, we need to add in some noise to this one, to this part. So let's add in a mix RGB, set it to linear light, and add in a noise texture here. Okay, let's view it. Let's make it. Let's make the scale to something like maybe 3 or 3.5, and the detail to something like 6, and the roughness to something like 0.6 or 0.7. Okay, let's plug the color into linear light. And let's also add one here too. Let's do it. Yeah, this looks better. It's more. It looks better. Okay. Then let's go. Let's add these noise textures to our bump map. So take the color, bump, plug the bump into the normal, plug the noise texture into the height, and lower the strength by like zero point 0.4 and the distance by like zero point 0.2. Yeah, I think this okay. Okay, now next, let's add in another noise texture. Okay, let's use color, add in a color ramp, and put these values a little bit together. So we're gonna use this for our roughness map. So when you click on the color and go to hue saturation value over here, you have a value. So this is the value of our roughness that we're gonna add in here. So let's make it something like zero point 0.4 and the white like zero point 0.6. And let's plug it into the roughness. Let's do it. Now we have some parts that are 0.4 roughness and some parts that are 0.6. You can't see it very much, but it is there. Now let's also add the same thing. Let's add it, let's multiply it here too. Let's put it to another color ramp. And let's put it over here. And put the values a little bit together. And let's see. When you see now, it also gives us some color and different variations. So let's put something like zero point 0.4. Yeah, I think it's okay. What thing we need to do? Now okay, I need to add in some subsurface, because most food have some subsurface. So let's put this to a color and to a color, a hue saturation value, and increase the value a little bit and put it to a subsurface color. And for a subsurface, I'm gonna set something like 0.1 or 0.2. And for the subsurface radius, I'm gonna set to like also 0.2. Well, now this is without and with it. It just adds a little bit of something. So I also think this one should be a little bit up. Okay. This. Now let's add in the icing. Okay, so and also wait, before we add it, let's just add some more map to display to make it a little bit more realistic. So just add in a noise texture. So bump map, plug it into the normal. Add the bump first. Increase the detail, the roughness, the distortion, and just lower the value to like 0.3 maybe. And lower the roughness maybe to like 0.2. Okay, this is okay. So maybe lower the roughness by half. Okay, now let's make the icing. Let's apply the subdivision surface. Okay, let's just take some edges. Take some edges. Just alt shift click on all the edges you want icing to be on. And let's go. Okay, this is the edges I'm going to use. So I'm gonna just shift D and right click and then just P separate by selection. Okay, now let's view it. Let's click on it and add a skin modifier. Okay, so what you need to do is go to get mod, select all and mark as root. And then let's scale it down a little bit by using Control A. Then let's add in some subdivision surface and enable smooth shading first. Then let's add in some subdivision surface by Control 2. And here we got some icing. Maybe scale it up a little bit. And let's add in some displacement. So add the displace modifier and maybe set something like clouds, maybe not clouds. Let's see. Musgrave network. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Let's just use this for now. Okay, now let's go. Oh, okay, let's first add in some other type of icing. So let's use meta ball and go over here, maybe, and just keep duplicating it by 50. And maybe add in some other types like the ellipsoid, scale. Okay, now let's go make the material. Let's go first select the metabolts and convert it to mesh. And let's go make a material. Let's delete this and let's make it like full white. Lower softness like 0.4. Add in some subsurface scattering and maybe lowers makes the radius again to 0.2 all in all. And just give the same material to the metaballs. That's it. Maybe I think it's also have some clear coat. I don't know to be honest, but I don't know. Okay, now just that's it. I think we're done. I'm just gonna set up the scene and render it and add in some compositing to make it look better. So let's just add a plane camera. Perfect. Let's go to the shading tab. Add to the plane. Let's add in a material. Wood. I'm gonna go to my textures and wood. Yeah, by the way, I just clicked on the principal BDSF and press Control 50. I have some videos downloaded, so I don't remember the website name, but I have some materials downloaded. I'm gonna use a different one. Maybe this one. I'm gonna increase the scale to something like 0.5, like 5, I mean. Maybe 10 or 8. Okay, now I'm going to render this, so give it like a 30 samples, maybe denoising, and I just render it. I'm gonna go to the compositing tab while it renders. So oh, I'm gonna enable use nodes. I'm gonna add in some lens distortion and some RGB curves. Okay, so for the distortion, I'm gonna make it fit and make something a negative value like 0.05. And I'm gonna lower the blue in the RGB curves. I'm gonna lower the contrast, and I'm gonna lower the blue a little bit, and the red I'm gonna increase that a little bit. And as you it, just it's rendering at 96%. Oh, okay, I need to subdivide the plate. Um, just go to the plate. Make sure that the render is like is the same as the levels of viewport. And now let's view it. Control Shift. Now you see, it just gives it a little bit of coloring. The RGB curves and it makes it just gives it a little bit coloring, makes it a little bit more warmer. And that's it. Thanks for watching. The only thing I would do is just move this out in sculpt mode and smooth this part also out. That's it. Thanks for watching and bye.